All right, I've got an article for you here. Amusing title. This is from the New York Post. Lefty Michigan town shells out $18,000 to yank neighborhood watch signs that lawmakers said were racist. Quote, expressions of exclusion. Let's read through the article and I'll give some commentary on this. A woke Michigan city shelled out staggering $18,000 to rip down hundreds of neighborhood watch signs after lawmakers branded them racist. More than 600 of the blue and white metal lawn signs were yanked from the ground in Ann Arbor this week after officials unanimously signed off on the whopping cost to scrap them, claiming they encouraged racial profiling and distrust toward people of color, according to lawmakers and local outlets. Quote, frankly, neighborhood watch signs are expressions of exclusion and they're inconsistent with our values, unquote, said Ann Arbor Mayor Christopher Taylor, said in a video shared by the city on Tuesday. Okay, this is, I guess, an example of one of those signs. Another quote, Ann Arbor is a welcoming community. We don't want to push people away. We want to welcome folks in, unquote. The city council voted 10-0, the whole council in on this, in December to remove the street watch signage, declaring they no longer served a public safety purpose or reflected the city's push for inclusivity, according to Michigan Daily. Officials said the 1970s era Neighborhood Watch program, launched amid rising public safety concerns, is outdated and long inactive, citing research that claims the placards do nothing to stop crime and instead encourage biased surveillance. Quote, there are people that look like me and those from my community that have been questioned, quite frankly, in their own neighborhood by others. Wondering what they're doing there, unquote, said council member Cynthia Harrison. Okay, so this is a person on the city council who is black, she said in the video, touting the initiative. Quote, this is just representative of our values and how we want people to feel in Ann Arbor. We do welcome everyone to the city of Ann Arbor, but most importantly, we want everyone to feel welcome. And just the removal of these signs is a huge step in that direction. There they are, apparently taking the signs down. Some more examples of what these signs look like. Let's see, Taylor, who drew I don't know who Taylor is. Taylor drew $18,000 from the city's stash. Is that the mayor? Cash reserves to axe the signs told residents they can still keep tabs on their streets through the Ann Arbor Independent Community Police Oversight Commission, the outlet reported. While the lefty lawmakers cheered the move, critics blasted the pricey effort online. Oh my gosh, is this an SNL skit? This is the best laugh I've had in a long time. One naysayer slammed. There's Mayor Christopher Taylor. And another called the effort an absolute joke. There's signs of exclusion. What? Wow, I thought this was a skit. Neighborhood watch signs absolutely help. I'll be sure never to go there. Okay, so that's the article. And let's break this down some. Okay, the premise. The premise. So Ann Arbor wants to be a welcoming community. It wants to be inclusive, and then their proposition is that uh, neighborhood watch signs are not inclusive and would result in like biased, stereotyping behaviors, as the council member says that she was questioned, that people who look like her, that black people will be questioned in their neighborhoods. And so if you take down signs that discourage crime and that say that people are watching for crime in this community, then that will mean that you won't have people influenced by racial bias then asking people about their behaviors in the community. That they'll be, if you don't have signs, then people won't be suspicious about behavior, about people engaging in suspicious behavior in their communities. Okay. Okay. So Okay, so they had a crime watch program, and they're getting rid of those signs. So they had crime in the past in the 70s. They put out the signs, they did a neighborhood watch. It sounds like crime has gotten, I assume, better in the community. The crime watch program they're saying isn't really relevant anymore, and so they're going to get rid of the signs. I mean, if the program's not really active anymore, then that's one thing, but it certainly seems like the reason that they're doing this is it's all about the inclusivity thing. And what's what's obviously amusing is that, so they're saying they want to be inclusive, and say, having signs that they want to be inclusive. What they mean is they want to be inclusive of more minority, more black people moving in, right? That's what they mean. That they want to be inclusive of that. And that having signs that you'll look out for crime would would make black people uncomfortable and not want to be in the community because people will be looking out for crime. Like it seems like they're making the association themselves that by being more inclusive, by welcoming in more minorities, more black people, that then that would be associated with more crime. Okay, if I see a neighborhood watch sign, for one, I don't think about it at all. I don't think anybody actually thinks about these signs at all. This is a like a classic thing of the left to pick something that's not really a problem and then make it a problem. So that's one aspect of what they're doing, is they're picking some um, thing that's actually a good thing. It has nothing to do with race. It's about people monitoring their community and looking for crime and wanting to convey to the community that there are people watching out for crime. Like, you want to dissuade crime, you want to disincentivize crime. That's not a racist thing. And then you've got these woke liberal people who see that and just paint racism onto everything. And so they identify this and go, well, that's racist. I mean, essentially they're saying that having signs that look for crime is racist, so they need to get out, they need to get rid of them. They believed this so much, this woke CRT view of things, this lens, that the whole council must be woke because they voted for it 10-0. Now, it says that they cited research that the placards do nothing to stop crime. The article doesn't go into that. I mean, you can make research say almost anything that you want it to. So, I mean, if you want to make a study that says that placards don't stop crime, like, placards don't stop crime. Like, a placard will never, unless somebody is like, unless a criminal is dangling out of his car window. Maybe one criminal's driving the car, another criminal's like dangling outside of it, and they drive past the sign and literally like smack the sign driving by, and it takes out the guy hanging out the window, and that dissuades them from going on to committing another crime because now the guy hanging out the window is all messed up. Like, that's the only way a sign is going to stop crime. Maybe if like a sign is loose and it like falls over in the wind right as somebody is about to like commit a robbery and it like lands on them, then the sign will stop the crime. So, I mean, in the way that you look at it, in the way that you analyze it and use language, you could absolutely say that the signs don't stop crime. Now, obviously, if you have signs in a program, the purpose of that is to convey in the community, we look out for crime here. Does anybody care? I don't know. I don't know how much that really is going to impact things. Certainly, having an active neighborhood watch where people are actually participating in that, looking out for things, looking out for their neighbors and neighborhood, um, seems like it would be a good and useful thing. I mean, if nothing else, it's all about layers of security. It's all about really wanting to redirect criminals so that they look at your community as a harder target, as that it's going to be more risky to go here where they've got the neighborhood watch signs, where there's people who are actively engaging in that, than not. Like same with like you want your house to be more hardened, you want it to maybe have security cameras, maybe you have a fence or something, you've got good lighting, you've got things that are going to just add those layers, add those things that are going to make it dissuade somebody from targeting your house or from targeting your community. Okay, and inherently with that, you are conveying less inclusion, because you don't want inclusion for a criminal, right? You want to go, we want lawful people here, and we do want to exclude the criminal. Now, this council and this mayor are clearly associating criminal with minority. That to be more inclusive is going to mean that the people who they want to include is going to then be associated with people who are uncomfortable with signs about watching out for crime, and that the community is going to be like observing more crime or having more interactions of like the implication of course is associating race into it. And the implication is also to accuse the community that it's racist, right? This is a systemic racism claim, that the signs will encourage people. Well, if they see a minority person, then they're going to walk up to them and ask them questions, and that's the height of racism there. And so better to they to be anti-racist, they want to take away these signs and discourage people from doing that. But then they go on at the bottom to say that there's still an Ann Arbor Independent Community Police Oversight Commission where residents can keep tabs on their streets. So uh, it's kind of confusing to me, because it kind of sounds like the same thing. It's when it comes down to it, this is simply virtue signaling their goodness. They are accusing their neighborhood of their city of being systemically racist by having these signs, that the signs will encourage systemic racism, that it will encourage evil white people to have contacts with innocent minority people, and that those interactions will be inherently systemically racist. And so they get rid of the signs, and they're going to dissuade that, and that then minority people will be more comfortable in the community, not seeing signs that there's a neighborhood watch, and then claiming that well, it doesn't affect crime anyway. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I don't think the signs probably do have that much of an impact. I don't think people care about the signs very much. The signs obviously aren't racist at all, and making everything racism is an absolute joke. And at the same time, they obviously want to like the signaling is that it's more important to have the it's more important to convey that they are anti-racist than to convey that they're anti-crime. That's the point. They want to virtue signal their goodness, and so I would expect that mayor, that town, this is just like one aspect of what they're doing with this. So I imagine that they're probably doing other policies that are also aimed at taking down like common sense sorts of policies or regulations that are actually good for the community, that actually prevent crime, that are probably just common sense sorts of things that are good. Because claiming something is racist, systemically racist, not diverse, equitable and inclusive, it allows them to, like, once you say that, once you make the accusation, then you can freeze and stigmatize that target, like Saul Alinsky says in his 12 rules for radicals. It's like, what's the defense for that? Well, you call something racist, and now you can dismantle whatever that thing is, dismantling signs literally in this case. And so if they're going to be woke on this, targeting something that obviously is not racist, and you just make the accusation, say it's not inclusive, say it's not for your values. I question the values of any town that is saying that their value is not for, like, preventing crime. That, like, how are you're pitting inclusivity against, like, watching out for crime and preventing crime? Like, why do those have to be separate things? But they are absolutely being pit against each other. Like, I would think that you would want minorities to feel safe by going, we watch out for crime here. Like, I don't want minority people subject to crime. I want them to feel safe too. Like, the neighborhood watch is safe for them too. Like, the person who should worry about the neighborhood watch are the criminals, whoever they may be, whatever skin color, race, ethnicity, male, female, whatever identity they may be. It's their behavior that's the problem. It's behavior that's the problem. It's behavior that's the problem. Crime is behavior. Crime is not race. If you're not committing a crime, you don't have something to worry about. But I just wonder what other ways that mayor and that city council will change things in woke ways that are guided by this thought that can really tear down anything, that can in a similar way that can be used to justify actually biased or racist policies, because so long as you say that the policy is diverse, inclusive, and equitable, then that gets favor. So you can wield that as a hammer to create a new woke community and to destroy the common sense things of what were in place before. Yeah. So anyway, what do you think about this? Please leave a comment below. Do you want to live in a society that coddles criminals in the name of the virtue of inclusion, which, of course, the word inclusion itself is silly. They're obviously, to include some things always involves excluding other things. So obviously the town is not actually being inclusive. They're literally excluding those who would support this kind of signage, this kind of anti-crime initiative, in favor of, they think that it will convey positive things to the liberal-leaning, woke minority communities. That's the idea. And you know what? If you're not engaging in crime, you don't have to worry about this. And if you're not engaging in crime and somebody asks you what you're doing, if it's your neighborhood and you're walking around or you're visiting someone, like, it's fine. You can explain what you're doing. You can ignore somebody. If somebody's not law enforcement, you can go about your way. It's not a big deal. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, the crazies have been going around demanding people tell them if they're ICE or not.
Are you with ICE?
I don't have any ICE.
Are you with ICE? Are you an ICE agent?
She said us.
Are you an ICE agent? Are you an ICE agent?
You scared.
Answer the question.
You making me nervous.
Are you an ICE agent?
Why would make you say some stuff like
Are
that?
you an ICE agent?
people are unhinged. Okay, I just want to share this clip. So you see the inconsistencies here. We want to be inclusive. Also, the same people that say they want to be inclusive will also demand that you prove who you are and what you are and are not doing if they have any inkling that you might be of a group that they want to exclude, such as ICE. Okay, it's totally phony. These are totally phony virtues that are hypocritical and false and not really lived out. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Please let me know yours in the comment section below, and I'll see you later. Thank you.